Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I have gotten to a point where I wasn't sure this video was gonna happen, because I keep putting it off because I put a lot of prep work into this, and it's not gonna look right. Like, no matter what I do at this point, it can't go well. So we're just gonna have fun. We're not gonna take this too seriously, not that we ever take anything seriously on my channel, but you know what I mean. And we're just gonna have some fun. So I bought from Mostly Dead this Creature from the Black Lagoon mask. Something very important to know about me is that the Creature from the Black Lagoon is one of my favorite of the classic monsters. I love him. I love, like, the original black and white movie. I love the sort of Shape of Water remake. I just love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I really wanted to include him. He was actually the original monster that I had the idea for in this series. And I bought the mask, and what we were going to do is we were going to do this on my sister Sam, like, and not on me. And the more I think about it, like, we're doing it on me and not Sam is because I don't know how to make it look good. And I don't want my first time I put makeup on Sam to not look good. So we're going to put it on me instead. And I was like, well, the scales only go up to the eyebrows. Like, should I just put on a wig? Because I don't have the art skills to draw it the rest of the way, you know? Or should I just put on a bald cap? So, ultimately, even though it's going to look weird, we're going to put on a bald cap. Just so that, you know, I've worn so many bald caps this year already. But I've only worn higher-end bald caps, so I did buy this Spirit Halloween one. So this is so we can try the Spirit Halloween bald cap. I forgot to grab powder, so I'm just going to go over there and grab some. Normally I would just leave it, but I need to finish blocking out my eyebrows. I love y'all, but I don't love y'all enough to lose my eyebrows. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use a little bit of powder on my eyebrows. I'm using the ColourPop No Filter because that was the one I grabbed. And then this should actually be pretty easy to do because we're not going too hard. I don't have scissors either. I wonder how this bald cap is shaped. Do I have to cut it like I do with the Gladstone ones? Or do I have to, like, I wonder what the system is like. It's important to note that I bought this and it actually just comes like pink like this. So I painted this with acrylic paint. I didn't do a very good job because I'm not an artist, but I just thought it should have some kind of base paint. Okay, so let's open this bald cap and see what's up. So it kind of feels like the other ones we've used. It has like a widow's peak. So I guess it's not quite like the, what was that brand I used? The Gladstone bald caps. So we're not using spirit gum this time. We're just going to use liquid latex. Again, it's difficult for me because I have no neck, so I can't make the ponytail lay flat. So we're just going to pour some of this out. So I actually just bought this liquid latex, and I actually don't think it's good. Like, I think this is like I got a bad container or something. See, like in the past, the liquid latex that I've used is like really liquidy, and this is like really chunky. So I'm just going to lift it up away from my forehead and go in with some liquid latex. Right there. Pull it down, smooth it back. Same stuff we always do over here. You know the drill. Okay, this is the best I could look. I'm gonna leave my ears in, I think. Does the Creature from the Black Lagoon have ears? Okay, so before we do that, we're gonna color in. Should my eyes be black? I think so, probably, right? So we're just gonna take a little flat brush and some black cream makeup from this NYX SFX palette. Because I actually don't have a black water activated. Isn't that weird? Seems like one of the first things I should have bought. We're also going to do the end of my nose, because you can see it, because this is a prosthetic that has nose holes. How do I look?
Better than you ever have.
Should I get married and look like this?
Yes.
Like, should I find a husband just to look like this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm never going to be able to get this off from around my eyes, just for the record. Like, I'm going to look like this for the next week, probably. What points of contact does this make with my face? My nose? Like, I don't have this big of a chin. So we're going to have to really... My chin, my nose, the middle of my forehead. I'm wearing a pajama shirt inside out, so that's okay. So while that's drying, I guess we'll just get started. You know this guy. We use him like every day. We're just gonna... Because I have no neck, my shirt keeps sticking to my mask. We're going to take some of that same green over the mask. Because I know the mask green and this green don't totally match. But in the Lady Frankenstein video, this kind of helped. And I'm hoping that because the greens are a little bit different, it'll help create some dimension. Okay, the camera has no idea where my face is, so if this isn't in focus, I'm so sorry. Can you believe this is the last week of spooky season? I mean, if you're like me, spooky season never really ends. It lives on in our hearts forever. But technically it is almost over. I went to Michael's. Okay, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Michael's finally put the Halloween Made Your Way sign in the front window. And then, like, the literal next day, the Halloween section was gone and it was Christmas. Literally within the same, maybe, I'll give them maybe 48 hours. But they put the Halloween sign up. I saw it there on Sunday, and then when I went back on Wednesday, it was, like, all the Halloween stuff was cleared out and it was all Christmas. And the Halloween sign was still up outside. I think one of the reasons I really love monsters like this so much is not to be like, I really hate when people take like a really simple concept and make it like fake deep. I really do hate that. I'm like, it's not that big of a, like, it's not that serious. It's a monster movie. But if I may, in movies like, let's say King Kong, the creature from the Black Lagoon, like, these dudes, they're not actually bad. You know, they're just different, and that's why people are afraid of them. They just want love. It's actually the human dudes who are the bad guys in those movies. And I think there's something to be learned from that. I wish I owned a darker green too, but I don't. I do have a lighter green though. Do you think a highlight will be just as effective. I have this Mehron Green paint. We're gonna squirt a little bit out onto the top of this NYX SFX palette, just a little bit. We'll just use this little angle brush. I feel bad because like a real artist would do much more shading and highlighting than I'm going to. But I'm not a real artist, like I'm just here to be silly. And I think that's just what you're here for too, so that does make me feel less bad. That does look better. I really wish I had a darker green to do in some of the lines, but I just don't. We're gonna go in the teeth though and add some blood. Maybe I have a darker, oh, I have a red cream paint. I could go in some of the lip folds. I was gonna paint like the roots of his teeth a little bit red, but I didn't have a paintbrush that was like quite small enough. Maybe if I just take this brush sort of dry. It is not glued down to my lip at all, just so you know, but that was sort of intentional because my nose is so big. Yeah, that's the solution. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take one of those tiny little brushes, if I can find one of the ones that came with the Tarte liner, and if I can't find that, I do have some other tiny little brushes. Yeah, okay, so I'll have to use this one. I think this is a Joe Fresh eyeliner brush. Whatever. It doesn't matter because it's going into blood. This is the Nye Scab Blood. Because here's the thing about the creature from the Black Lagoon. You can think he's as scary as you want. But the scariest thing about him is that he doesn't floss. So when it's time to go to see the dentist, he's gonna bleed, man. Oh my gosh. Speaking of reptilians and dental hygienists, oddly enough. I've been to the dentist in like 3 years because the last time I was there, his new hygienist, like, I'm telling you, I got a high pain tolerance. I got a bone disorder. I'm in pain almost every day of my life. She was just throwing swords around willy-nilly, stabbing me all in my mouth. I'm laying there with my mouth open crying, like crying tears. And she goes, "Are you okay?" And eventually I go, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she just, like, I come home and I tell my mom, like, I'm never going back there. Like, we have used the same dentist my whole life, and I can't go back there because she's insane. Like, she doesn't care about me as a human. And my whole family's kind of making fun of me a little bit for being a baby when it comes to this dental hygienist. Well, a couple months later, my younger sibling goes to the dentist, gets the same hygienist. She is so rough with my younger sibling's mouth that they develop an ulcer and have to go back and get like antibiotics and this whole thing because the dental hygienist was so rough. So the younger one validated me by getting an ulcer. A little more blood than I wanted on that tooth, but that's okay. Well, those were all of my planned ideas. What else should we do? Should I go see if I can find a darker green eyeshadow for some of the... Yeah. And then maybe we'll take some around my eyes, too. Let me go see what I can find. You know, the shape of the mouth and everything, it is kind of giving me Dr. Finkelstein a little bit. Which is actually a look I planned to do this year and then just never got around to. So we're just going to go into the Cactus Cool palette for the 500 millionth time this year. And we'll just go into that relationship status shade because it is apparently the only dark green matte shade I own. Okay, I want to take a bigger, fluffier brush and just, like, put it in my eye sockets. Honestly, it doesn't look as bad as I was afraid it was going to. I think it could just be because the mask is so good. Like, I don't think I had anything to do with this turning out decently. I think it was mainly the mask. But out of all of the masks that I have worn this year, this is the last mask that I'll be wearing. Just, apologize, but this is the last one. But it also is the most comfortable because I can breathe. I can move my mouth, and it was much easier to put on than a lot of the rest of them. I'm just going to hold the bald cap because I didn't bring any bobby pins over here to clip it down. I can see in this. I can breathe. I probably couldn't eat because the hole's way down here behind the teeth. But at least I can function. You know, but again, because the mouth is so low, it does give me Dr. Finkelstein a little bit. Like if he was green. Anyway, what do you think of my little easy take on the creature from the Black Lagoon? The mask was kind of expensive, I'll give you that, and I didn't paint it as well as I could have. I definitely could have given this overall a little more. But this is more my style, just doing it easy, doing it fun, and keeping it simple, even if the mask itself was a little expensive. Like I said before in this video, the creature is one of my favorite of the more classic monsters. I just like him. I don't find him particularly scary. He's, a fish dude? Like, he doesn't have any sort of magical powers. He's not... I don't know, he's not that scary. He just comes out of the water and he wants to find a girlfriend. Like, how can I hate him for that? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. And I will see you next time. Bye!